What does he have here? What career does he have ahead of him? I could take over the world. I could become the next Muhammad Ali at the rate this is going. So what does he have? He has nothing. I have a much bigger story here, a much greater presence, and I'm doing something that no one's ever done before. For him to win, it doesn't help the sport, it doesn't help the world, and no one will really care.
All right, picture this. Jake Paul, always in the spotlight, allegedly compares himself to Muhammad Ali in a private, behind-the-scenes conversation. Yeah, you heard that right. Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time, the one who floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. And Jake apparently thought he could line himself up next to him. Now, if you like this, please like and subscribe to our channel to be updated on our latest videos. Now, here's where it gets real interesting. Word has it that Mike Tyson, the legend himself, couldn't help but laugh when he heard about Jake's wild claim. Tyson, who's been in the ring with the most feared fighters, apparently roasted Jake, laughing off any comparison to Ali. Imagine Tyson, with his brutal honesty, just calling it out. You can almost hear Tyson saying something like, "Jake, Ali, come on, man." He's seen the best of the best, and while Jake's been making waves, Tyson didn't hold back. It's like when someone shows up at a party thinking they're the star, but the real star, in this case Mike, just casually shuts it down with a smile and a joke. People are saying this whole situation is allegedly lighting a fire under Jake. But let's be real, comparing yourself to Ali, that's a bold move. Maybe a little too bold. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Word is that after Tyson roasted Jake, it wasn't just laughter in the room. Apparently, a lot of people started chiming in too. You can almost imagine the looks, the murmurs. Some folks probably even shaking their heads in disbelief. It's not every day someone puts themselves in the same league as Muhammad Ali, especially when you're still carving out your name in the sport. And Tyson? Oh, you know he's not the type to sugarcoat things. This is the same guy who knocked out legends and made history in the ring. So when Tyson, who's been through wars in the ring, laughs off your comparison, it's gotta sting a bit, right? Apparently Jake isn't backing down though. They say he's still standing firm on his comparison. Maybe he's using all the criticism to fuel him, but who knows, it's almost like he's pushing the narrative that he's on a journey similar to Ali's. But come on, man, we're talking about Ali, the man who transcended boxing and became a global icon. Ali wasn't just known for his skills in the ring. He had charisma, stood up for his beliefs, and shook the world with his confidence. That's a whole different level.
Reminder, the most hated and most criticized boxer in the sport of boxing before they loved him was Muhammad Ali. So I'm the anti-hero, and people will love me soon enough once they realize what I've done for this sport and who I truly am. But it doesn't bother me at the end of the day, because when you're at the top, people are clawing to rip you down, and that's just the way the game goes.
The rumor mill is buzzing that Jake wants to take his career to that same iconic status. But there's still a long road ahead for him. And Tyson, laughing off the idea, just shows how far Jake has to go. And honestly, the internet's been eating this up. Tyson's reaction alone sparked all kinds of memes and comments. You know how people are. They love when the big names speak out, especially when it's a heavy hitter like Tyson. Everyone's got an opinion now. Some are backing Jake, saying he's ambitious. Others are calling it delusional. At the end of the day, Jake seems to thrive on being controversial. He loves the attention, the noise, but comparing himself to Ali, that's something people aren't forgetting anytime soon. And with Tyson calling him out, it just adds more fuel to the fire. Jake's not just walking around dropping Ali's name for fun. Apparently, he's serious about proving it. People are saying he's doubling down on his training, allegedly pushing himself harder than ever, as if he's on some kind of mission to show the world that he's not just a YouTube star who happened to pick up boxing gloves. He wants people to see him as a real fighter, someone who could make waves like Ali did. But let's be real, even with all the hard work, you can't just fight a few matches and expect to reach Ali's status. Ali fought legends. He stood for something bigger than boxing. And Tyson, who knows the brutal reality of the sport, likely sees Jake as still too green for those kinds of comparisons. Tyson's laughter was more than just a roast. It was a reality check. The kind of laugh that says, I've seen real fighters and you're not there yet. And even though Tyson is all about the entertainment world these days, you know he respects the old school grind. The sweat, the pain, the wars that make champions. That's why this whole comparison probably tickled him. Jake, with all his bravado, is playing in a space where the legends have walked. And to claim that you're on their level after a handful of fights, it's bold, maybe a little reckless. But that's Jake's style, right? Always stirring the pot, always looking for that shock factor. Some are saying this could be a strategic move on Jake's part, like he knows that people will talk if he says something this wild. And in the end, any attention is good attention in his world. Whether people are laughing at him or with him, they're still talking about him. But here's the twist. It's not just the OG boxing heads like Tyson who are questioning this move. Even some of Jake's own fans are scratching their heads. Sure, they love him for his confidence, but Ali? That's sacred territory. Comparing yourself to Ali is like trying to touch the untouchable.
Well, he may have been in the ring with people with the same intention, but the actuality, no.
You want 10 threes? See, that's the thing. That's the thing is everyone's all talk. I'll do whatever, wherever, whenever. I don't give a fuck. So it's all talk. Put it on the line. I'm stating facts. He's shit talking.
Mike, he seems extremely confident. He says there's no fear. Should he be scared?
Apparently, behind the scenes, some of Jake's closest allies are allegedly trying to reel him in, telling him to pump the brakes on these massive comparisons. They get it. Confidence is key, but you've got to earn your stripes. And Tyson's laugh just emphasized that Jake might be biting off more than he can chew. But Jake being Jake, he's not likely to back down. He's the kind of guy who thrives on proving the doubters wrong, even if it means throwing himself into the deep end of controversy. And you gotta admit, there's something intriguing about that. Whether you love him or hate him, Jake keeps the conversation going, but trying to stand in Ali's shoes, that's a whole different ballgame. Mike Tyson didn't just laugh it off. Apparently he got serious real quick. Rumor has it, Tyson flat out warned Jake Paul, telling him, "I will knock you out straight to his face. No messing around." And not only that, Tyson supposedly made it crystal clear that Jake isn't Muhammad Ali, and he needs to stop pretending he's on that level.
Stay in shape, you all right?
You want 10 threes?
Okay.
You want 10 threes?
Let's go. Be careful.
Imagine the intensity of that moment. You've got one of the most feared fighters in history calling you out, telling you he'll drop you in the ring if you keep pushing it. Now, you know Tyson isn't the type to throw around empty threats. If he's saying he'll knock you out, it's probably because he's willing to back it up. And that's got to be intimidating, even for someone like Jake, who's used to being in the spotlight. Apparently, this warning from Tyson hit Jake hard. But knowing Jake, he's not one to back down from a challenge. He might even see this as another opportunity to prove himself. But man, when Tyson's the one laying down the law, you got to think twice, right?
Oh, I'm not scared. Sorry, I'm not scared of shit. No, not at all.
This whole situation just adds more fuel to the fire between these two. Tyson's basically drawing the line, telling Jake to stay in his lane before he gets knocked out cold. You can't help but wonder, is Jake going to push back? Or is he finally going to realize that Tyson isn't playing around? The tension's real, and with someone like Tyson throwing down a challenge, it's bound to keep everyone on the edge of their seats.
He should be very careful, yeah.
Now imagine this. The tension between Jake and Tyson isn't just simmering, it's on the verge of boiling over. Word is, Jake's been told by his close circle to tread carefully. But when someone like Mike Tyson looks you in the eye and says, "I'll knock you out," it's hard to just brush it off. People are talking, and the buzz is that Tyson isn't just making a casual threat. Behind the scenes, there are whispers that if Jake keeps pushing those Muhammad Ali comparisons, Tyson might actually step back into the ring. Not for a friendly exhibition, but to give Jake a reality check. Imagine the hype around that fight. Tyson versus Jake Paul. That's a showdown people would pay big money to see. It's like Tyson saying, "You want to compare yourself to the greatest? Then you better be ready to face the real deal." And honestly, Jake's in a tough spot here. He's built his brand on confidence and pushing boundaries, but now he's facing a guy who knocked out legends with a single punch. That's a whole different kind of pressure. Jake's got the personality, the fan base, and the guts to keep going. But Tyson, he's got decades of experience and that raw power that doesn't fade with age. If Jake decides to test him, he's not just stepping into the ring with a retired fighter, he's stepping into the ring with a heavyweight icon who's still got that killer instinct.
I don't know, that's a funny question because I can't. Who else can do it but me? Let's look at who else is he gonna fight to make this happen?
Jake,
Listen, you just have to listen to the fact. We got a YouTuber fighting the greatest fighter that ever lived.
Jake, when you
Every time these fighters sit across from me and it's YouTuber, it's Disney Channel, all that shit, and then you end up on the fucking canvas, and you'll see, it's gonna be no different here, I promise you that.
Some say Jake might just be crazy enough to take the bait. He thrives on these kinds of challenges. But here's the thing. Tyson isn't another influencer or a social media star. He's a fighter's fighter. And Jake, as confident as he is, has never faced someone of Tyson's caliber. This whole situation has the boxing world watching closely. Is Jake going to keep pushing until Tyson feels the need to prove his point? Or will Jake back off before things get too real? Whatever happens next, one thing's for sure. Tyson's warning wasn't just for show. If Jake wants to play in the big leagues, he better be ready for the consequences. And you know what? That possibility alone is keeping everyone on edge, waiting for Jake's next move.
Iron Mike, it's an honor to be on the stage with you. You're a legend, but let's get right to the chase. Is this fight happening or not?
It's happening, we're all here.
How prepared are you to knock Jake Paul out?
I'm very prepared, I'm very prepared. I had a small adversity, I got sick, but I'm better, I feel good.
Oh man, things are really heating up between Jake and Mike. It's like every day, the tension's rising, and people are feeling it. After Tyson's warning, it seems like Jake's ego is getting tested like never before. Rumor has it that Jake's been talking a lot behind closed doors, saying he's not scared and that he's willing to step into the ring with Tyson if it comes down to it. And Tyson? Apparently he's not just sitting back and watching. Word is, he's been getting back into the gym, throwing punches like he's gearing up for something big. It's like he's preparing, just in case Jake decides to cross that line. Imagine Tyson, all business, training with that fierce intensity again. You can just feel the energy building. Jake might be confident, but even his fans are starting to wonder if he really knows what he's getting into. Tyson's not like anyone Jake's faced before. And with things getting as heated as they are, you gotta wonder if Jake's biting off more than he can chew. The whole vibe right now is like a powder keg waiting to explode. Every word, every move is being watched. It's like the world is just waiting for that one spark to set off something huge. People are hyped, some are nervous, and everyone's wondering, is this really going to happen?
As soon as I catch this guy, it's gonna be running around, but as soon as I catch this guy, it's gonna be totally over.
One thing's for sure, if Jake and Mike do end up squaring off, it's going to be one of the wildest showdowns we've ever seen. You've got Tyson, the legend, ready to prove a point, and Jake, the brash up-and-comer, who thrives on proving people wrong. The heat between them is undeniable. And honestly, if this keeps building, we might just see the tension explode in the ring. And when it does, it's going to be a spectacle no one will forget.
Mike, when you hear Jake Paul say, though, we're gonna see who's dead, what does that do to you? Does that make you put yourself in the mindset of understanding that this young killer wants to take you out?
Is he really a young killer?
This whole situation is turning into something bigger than just a back and forth between two fighters. It's becoming a full-blown clash of generations. Jake, with his new school approach, using social media, hype, and controversy to build his brand. And Mike, the old school brawler, who earned his respect through years of blood, sweat, and brutal knockouts. Some people are saying that this isn't just about Jake and Mike anymore.
Hey, listen, I'm just ready. I'm just ready. You know, I'm gonna do my talk and I'm gonna talk my shit, but I'm ready to fight.
It's about what boxing has become. It's about the new wave of fighters like Jake, who are using their platforms to change the game, versus the legends who built the sport with their bare hands. It's almost like a battle for the soul of boxing. But let's be real, no matter how many followers Jake has or how much buzz he creates, stepping into the ring with Tyson is a different beast. Tyson's a living legend, and when he says he'll knock you out, there's weight behind those words. It's not just talk.
I'ma fuck you up. I'ma fuck him up.
You've got Tyson with decades of history and Jake with his modern swagger. Thanks for watching. Now, if you'd like to be updated on our latest videos, please like and subscribe to our channel.